Alright, welcome to the show, guys. Welcome to the show. Let's do this. So we're going to do a nice little market update today. We're going to talk about BTC, Ethereum, Solana, Cardano, Egld, and a few other bits and bobs. So let's just do a nice little market update and see what's going on. Let's get straight into this. It's going to be a quick one, nothing too extravagant. I don't want to go deep into crazy stuff today. So let's see what happens. Let me just double check the chats and see what's going on and move on from there. Give me a second. Right, just wait. Obviously, I'm just waiting to see if anyone jumps on. Right, just two people jumped on. Super. I just literally just press the live button, so let's see what happens. Guys, if you're new to the channel, hit the like button, hit the subscribe, support the channel. That's all we ask for. Join the Discord, and if you do follow me on Discord, Twitter, and if you subscribe or become a member in Discord, Twitter, and on YouTube, then you are eligible to be part of the $10,000 giveaway that we've got set up. So yeah, please join the community. Let's grow, and let's see where we go from here. But yeah, if you're new, as I said, hit that like button, smash it, and let's get as many people on board and see the clear picture for what it is. Facts on the chart, nothing more. Right, let's do this. So I'm trying to get the chat. What's wrong with this dumb thing? Okay, I'm not able to see anything, but anyway, as usual, chat's causing issues. I'm not sure why. Anyway, guys, welcome to the show. Let's start this show. So I'm looking at the open interest rates and double checking basically where the money is flowing on the trades and everything as well. Also in the exchanges, like what kind of movements we see. So we can see BTC looking very positive. We can see we've had 1 hour change, which is $43 million entered into BTC, which is awesome to see. 4 hours, we can see 85 million, and over 24, we can see 31 million. So it's not really that high, but we can see these hourly and 4 hourly changes are extremely bullish, showing us great bullish nature, which is really awesome to see. Ethereum also similar. You can see these hourly and 4 hourly extremely bullish. In fact, this 24 hours extra bullish, 143 million. So let's see where it goes. Excuse me 1 second, let me just grab this call. Somebody's calling me. Right, guys, sorry about that. What a timing for a call to come in, right? It was a bit of an emergency call, so anyway, let's just get into this. Sometimes you just got to accept those calls because you've got no choice. Right, so we're looking, and we can see, as I said, the market's looking very bullish, so I'm quite happy with this. Solana not looking too healthy, but we do know, and I've mentioned this many times before, whenever BTC and Ethereum pumps, Solana tends to slow down a little bit. Whenever they dump, and as long as the market's positive, then Solana does start pumping again. So we just got to wait for this to calm down a little bit, and then this one will catch up, so it's all good. I was worried about Cardano, that we might actually end up seeing a dump because somebody might do the sell the news, and a lot of that has been happening this week. So there's a lot of positive news. It's unbelievable amount of positive news. When I was literally on Decrypt, and the amount of positive news you see is just unbelievable. It's like over and over again. Everything is just, because here you can actually go in here and just select coins, and any coin related news will come up, like any XRP related news, any Polkadot. It will kind of simplify that for you. You can check other coins as well. So news about everything, you can actually do this, and I love how Decrypt do this for you. So you just press coins and everything related to that comes up. So everything is looking awesome. And I'm glad to see the market's now picking up. Also, as you can see, look, all of this is now green as well. So market is definitely picking up. We want to see these changes over a 24-hour period, obviously longer the time, stronger the time, right? Data, right? So that's what we want. We can see some coins have slowed down, but that's absolutely fine. I mean, after being on a tear for 2 days, coming down a little bit, nothing, absolutely nothing wrong with that. So let's not waste time, jump straight into some of the other data points to see what's going on. So we can see the 200 gainers, and we can see by volume where most of the money has been going in. So today most of the money has been going in here, some of the money has been going in here, and XYZ. We can all see all of these things. Losers, I'm sure, is just okay. So there's on our top 200 losers, we can see Cardano and Solana has pretty much few percentage here and there, nothing too much. I wouldn't really worry about. If you look at the all market cap, you can see again only these two. So these are the ones that pumped in the last 3-4 days. So near ICX, for example, so at Cardano, they did pump a little bit in the last few days, but today you can see the entire other market is pumping as well. So looking positive. I mean, we've got to take some gains and put it into something else, right? So if we're looking solid here, not to worry. I wouldn't really bother too much about all of this. Let's jump straight into BTC and see what BTC is doing. BTC is holding that trend we were talking about. It's not exactly a trend, because what we need to do in order to confirm this, we need a third point. I mean, technically we do have 1, 2, 3, 4 touch points here, but we do want a different one somewhere around along these lines here as our higher high, basically. So far we've only today created a brand new high, and again the day hasn't closed. So let's see what this does. But yeah, other than that, so far looking good. It is kind of recovering. It's still lower than this though, even though it's a technical. You can see it's a higher low because of this low here. So this low is still stronger, so we need to beat this low in order for our market to be positive, and the price we would be looking at is about $47,000 in order for us to start showing upward momentum. Other than that, we're still bearish. Sorry to say that, but that's the fact, right? We did mention yesterday as well that even though all the indicators are showing bullish, it's just going because of these lower lows we've had, we're just going down, right? So for us to invalidate everything here, we need to go back to 47. That's what's going to happen. But market is indicating. So if you look at the market, and let me quickly get rid of this. Sorry, my bad. Right, if we do look at the market, and if we look at the stochastic RSI and RSI, both indicating that we do want to go bullish again. So ultimately we are going to get back up again. It's a matter of when. Let's see what Monday plays out. So I've told a lot of people on the private chats and everything, I said, look guys, just wait until Monday. I'm not going to even say Sunday, just wait until Monday. It's pretty common for us to either dump on a weekend or a pump on a weekend. It's like one or the other, right? Monday is going to be the real game changer for us. Whether we're going to find out whether we're going to go to 40k, or if we're going to go back to the 47 and then probably test the 48 and probably even push over to the 54 that we want to go and see, right? So let's see what happens. Wait until Monday on that one. Okay, this one, nothing much important here. Again, remember, week is going to be closing. This week is going to be closing on a red. So let's see how we open up. Again, Monday is a key. So far, we're quite down. So we are short, and I'll tell you how much we're short. Why do I do this? So we are a little bit short, and I'll tell you the percentage we are short, right? So what we have to recover for us to come back. So all we want to do is come back to this yellow line here. This is the weekly HMA, and we need to recover 14%, guys. So if we can recover 14%, we're bullish again, right? Other than that, it doesn't matter. I mean, this is a low, right? End of the day, we just don't want to print another red candle and stick around here for a few more weeks, because if we do this, then we might come and bounce back on this 50-week moving average, and we don't want to do that. Do you know what I mean? So let's try and stay positive and see where we go. Let's see how Monday comes and acts for us. Here it doesn't matter, I was setting up a trade, but ultimately here what I'd noticed was, and I did do a few updates yesterday as well, and you probably see them on some of the charts, right? One of the things I've noticed was this 4-hourly trend line, and we broke this trend line yesterday, and as you can see, we're kind of now finding resistance on this exact same trend line. So kind of this has become like a sideways action zone for us. So if you look at this area here, for example, this is a sideways action zone for us. We need to just break above this and continue, and ultimately for us to be bullish again, we need to confirm and go above this one candle in order for us to start the bullish momentum again. So that's very simple. Also, Chat's still bugged, by the way. I can't see anything. I'm being honest with you. I don't even know if anyone's talking, if anyone's not. I have no idea what's going on. Just playing up. Right, let's go to Ethereum and see what's going on. Oh my days. Yeah, this is hilarious. I'm telling you. The chat just doesn't want to show up. Let's try and see. So I can't even see how many people are watching. That's how hilarious it is. So anyway, it doesn't matter. Let's just continue, right? Yeah, I can't see anything. I know I'm still streaming. I'm still streaming, but I just can't see anything. I'm not sure why. Anyway, let's look at Ethereum. We can see this upward trend line, which is good, solid, and it's held it, which is very good. Also, you can see how this one here, this candle here has kind of taken over this one, which is showing bullish. Now it's just a mini push, and then we get above this and we're back to normal, and this would be the 1618 level from where we were expecting. So we did expect a dip to bring us down to this 618 level, as you can see, and we did come down to the 618 level pretty much exact on the light, the Fibonacci, and then we're bouncing back up. Now we just need to get to the 1618 and we'll be all right, and then we can continue our trend basically. So this was just a minor little blip because of the liquidations and everything. And also, if you look at the bottom, you can see how everything is flipping bullish. So ultimately this should end up being bullish. So you know, so far, as you can see, like for example, when we're looking at these datas, we can see that everything is indicating that we are trying to push back up, right? When we're looking at this, not this one, sorry, my bad. When we're looking at this, for example, you can see this is indicating bearish. So if you look carefully, actually no, it's just become bullish again. So on the 4 hour is bullish. Let me look on the daily. Yeah, daily is bearish. That's what I was going to show. So on the daily, you can see it's very bearish, right? So this is all expected, right? It's all expected. On the daily, you can see we've got, you know, lower low, lower low, lower low, bearish. It's a matter of us basically picking up again and then, you know, just shifting up. But let's see what happens. Ultimately, as I said, whenever Ethereum and BTC push, Solana takes a break. That's what we've noticed so far. So yeah, bullish, as you can see here. That's all I'm going to say here, right? Also, I was looking at DOT, and what I noticed was DOT formed a parallel channel. So if you look carefully, it's formed a parallel channel. So it's kind of bouncing around here, and it's perfectly holding the trend line as well. And it's decided to move up and test these resistance lines that we had before. And ultimately, if it pushes through, we need to go above this $35 in order to basically push forward and go further. Matt Turner, hey bro, how you doing? You right? What new cryptos are you keen on? Trying to find a solid project with low supply. Well, I got the perfect one, and I'm going to tell you. How about this? Yeah, I got the perfect one, but just be warned. I mean, it's not fully released yet. I think it's still in kind of, I mean, right now I think it's still in a hype phase. I would really love to see it come on an exchange, and I think that's what's going to explode. But before that, right now you got to be more on a skeptical thing, right? And I'll tell you the coin in a bit, right? So anyway, that's what we're seeing for DOT. And as I said, for DOT, we need to do is break above this particular line here, this 35 level, in order for us to continue. So push is good. Volume is coming in also very good as well. Slightly bearish, but you can see everything else is indicating we might still push forward, and this is showing bullish action. Like the sentiment is bullish, right? So that's what we're seeing here, which is awesome to see. BNB, I mean, we were kind of bearish for so long, and then recently, as you can see, look, recently just flipped over. You know, recently it flipped over. So this was you know, just before the blip this happened, and now it flipped over. Also the RSI is also confirming this. So we've got the stochastic and the RSI both confirming perfect zone, just going to push back up again. So we might see a nice little pump coming into BNB if anyone's holding BNB coins. And don't worry, I haven't got rid of my BNB yet. We can see Cardano, super solid, struggling to get above this micro trend line, but holding solid on the major trend line that we have, right? You can see this holding solid in the major trend line. Unfortunately, the pattern we've got, you know, some would call it like a wedge. I wouldn't really call it anything like this, right? Or some people will call it like an ascending triangle. Also, it's fine, because what they're doing is, I understand, they're just connecting these dots here, and they're saying, oh look, this is an ascending triangle. You can call it what you like. Ultimately, all we know is we've got a simple trend line here. We've got another major trend line here. And so far we fell below this because of that blip we had. And so far it's been respecting and trying to push back up. And today is that day where, you know, the hard fork happens. So a lot of the exchanges may freeze or may just kind of pause transactions, but don't worry too much about it. Let's see what happens. When I'm looking at this candle, I can see ultra bullish, right? When I'm looking at this candle, I see ultra bullish. When I'm looking on the bottom, I can see ultra bullish. This is ultra bullish, right? So you can see how the market dumped it and it's just ultra bullish right now. So there's a lot of hype around it. Just be careful. Ultimately, if we can just push, I think we can even go to $3.5 today. Or maybe not today, maybe on Monday, if the institutions come in on Monday and they decide, they say, okay, that's fine, because they may have taken their profit already. So if they do that, they might come and push it a little bit more, propel it to these levels. And we still didn't meet our targets, as you can see, the $3.26. And once we beat that, then we got the $3.53. So let's see what happens on that one. All right, let's move over fast track to Egld. Egld is on another level, and I did mention about Egld, right? We did have the 251, we broke that, and we mentioned yesterday, I believe we mentioned the 280 something, I believe it was. So we did have a high of 274, pretty close. I think, yes, 280. I mentioned 280 yesterday. So we had a high of 274, and it's still on a rip. Unfortunately, what I have to warn you, and remember guys, this is just a warning, but it doesn't mean it's necessarily, has to happen. Everything is indicating, this area here is indicating overbought, is screaming overbought, which is indicating there is going to be a dump, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be a dump today. Because when we do go up in these zones, as you can see, we can stay for a few days. You see, we can stay there for a few days. Like for example here, from the 7th to the 21st, so 14 days we were above there, no problem. Here, for example, from the 23rd to the 14th, right, so almost 3 weeks we were up there. So ultimately, just these indicating, they're just shouting and telling us what the market sentiment is right now and what the action volume is going on, right? So we can see from all the volume action and everything, it's just been super parabolic bullish, absolutely fine. But I do like the fact that if you do this to the chart auto, you can see that trend line is actually slightly flatter. It's not one of those trend line that goes parabolic like this. We don't want to see this type of we want to see a flat line, and this is kind of really awesome to see on Egld, which means it's got plenty of potential to grow even further, right? And we do have a target for it, which is the $387, right? So that's coming, and I mean, it's just been awesome, right? So currently we've broke this today, which is awesome. Now the only thing I'm going to say, if we do get a dump, for us to stay super solid, what we need to see, right, and this is important, everybody understands, so we are expecting a dump. There's no ifs and buts, there is a dump coming, right? Could be today, could be tomorrow, could be next week, it doesn't matter, right? Because as I've said, we can stay there for weeks. But what we want to see is this candle, number one, closing here. That's fine. If we do get a dump, then we want to close above this one line here. If we can close above this line and then rebound again, super bullish, right? So that's what we need to look at Egld and see where that goes. Algo's coming up with all sorts of news. I mean, they've just created a fund with multi-million-dollar whatever, development, whatever they're gonna do basically. But it's all bullish news basically. Again, they're coming out with the news and everything. Every time it comes, people's sentiment change. But one of the most important thing that we have to look at, this was the previous all-time high, and if you look carefully, we smashed through that, we broke that, and we confirmed that. And after we confirmed that, this is a mini trend you can see we're holding, right? So this is all bullish. This is where we rebounded. Absolutely fine now, so this was really awesome. And ultimately, if we do calm down again, the question is, if we do have a low for whatever reason, we need to stay above this previous high. So this is how the market will continue. And now algo could even have a chance to go to $10, $15, $20, or probably even more. I mean, if we look at the market for algo, and I'll show you what I mean when we're talking about what the potential is, right? So when you look at the total market, right, is $11 billion. So you can see from $11 billion, we're nothing, right? And we're still sitting at, what was it, number 10. But when you look at the top guys, you can see the top guys, like for example, top 7, right? When you look at the top 7, look at this, they're 50 billion above. So if they're over 50, then obviously these things have a chance to go to at least 20, 30. So whatever levels we see now, we can actually see a double. And as I said, this is not a financial advice. There's a disclaimer on the video. But ultimately, It's looking super solid, and I think even from here we can see a 2x Fibonacci, which could propel us all the way to approximately about $4.50, and then, you know, probably even further. Let's see what it does, as long as it doesn't dump, you know, as long as people are not just, because this is super parabolic, by the way. If you look carefully, this is what we're afraid of. So what this has done, this is a super parabolic. We don't want this kind of move. This is a bad move, right? These ones usually kind of, you know, end up being a pump and up, because also if you look at the volume, you can see, look, nothing, pretty stable, right? You know, ultimately very stable. Even these ones very positive, right? You got up and down curves, but when you came here, you can see these two candles super bullish, super bullish. This is what made it parabolic. We don't want to see this kind of stuff. Do you know what I mean? Because these ones, as high as they go, they'll come down harder. So just be careful. But ultimately, this trend line building, so if we can spend a few more weeks here on this channel, upward channel, and keep a nice little slope and just carry on this particular way, then you can easily see a $4.5 algo. But don't FOMO in if you haven't got it. That's all I'm going to say. I do have Zilliqa here, and this kind of relates to what Matt just asked me, so you're going to love this one. I mentioned on Discord, I said if you got Zilliqa, hold tight, lock it away, hold tight, don't do anything. And why did I do that, right? Very important facts to understand. So I think what I have to do is go here to kind of make you understand. So let's go here. So this is the coin I would really want to talk about. Okay, let me bring it over. This one here. I am following them. So XCAD will tokenize YouTubers. Now, we all know who owns YouTube. Google does. And if Zilliqa is building this platform, Zilliqa is building this platform powered by Zilliqa, right? So on the Zilliqa network, and Google is allowing people to, tokenize their YouTube content, and they're only being selective, by the way. And on top of that, they've got the plugin ready already. So this is my plugin, for example. I've already tested it and everything. When you've got situations like this, so you've got Zilliqa technically now being used by Google because it's on YouTube, and YouTube allowing it, because remember, they don't allow any Tom, Dick and Harry to come and do anything. They're allowing this to be connected to Google. That ultimately says there's a big involvement with Google in there. Now, what do we know so far? So this is the information they're giving us. I'm not really that fussed about this information, right? You know, monetizing, you watching a video, you're going to get rewarded. Pretty similar to what Basic Attention does if you use their browser. Because on Basic Attention, you can actually earn, I mean, if I'm going to go and view something, I would earn some BAT tokens, right? It's very similar like that. But this time, the creators get something, and also the viewers also get rewarded for viewing. So it encourages people to use it more, right? You see, viewers get rewarded without charging their user experience. You know what I mean? So this is beautiful stuff. You can also create NFTs, fan tokens, and XYZ. So this is up and coming. It's had massive investments, so there's a lot coming here. It's going to be pretty custom, I think, but I'm not sure if you can do it on the mobile yet. But anyway, this is the technology. We're in it for the the money, right? So when we're going to make money, you can see there's earn, stake, whatever, all of this, you know, shebang, everything there. We don't really care. What I care about more is who invested into this. The project's initial investors, so the seed investment, was done by Mr. Beast, very famous character, and he's got God knows how many million, I think 50 million subscribers or 60 million subscribers. A number 2 investor, seed investor, was KSI. They don't actually mention it here, they don't talk about it here, but those were the actual investors in this project. So we know that all they have to do is advertise to their users in order to pump this. Right, so this is the, the team, whatnot, and this and that. So far, it's not properly fully launched. They're doing beta, and one by one, they're getting new members on board, new YouTubers. They're allowing YouTubers, they're selecting YouTubers with like 100 million, 3 million, 5 million, whatever, right? And in order to keep an update on their progress, you can see, look, NDL, right? So they've got, this guy got 3.5 million subscribers. They gave him CGT. He's got 1 million subscribers. Chip Token, 3 million subscribers. So you see what I mean? So what they're doing is they're basically getting these big players who have enough watch time or whatever in order to do this. You know, some of these guys are just gamers and this and that, right? But they're doing this to basically kind of help the project propel itself, right? makes sense to me. You know, I don't see why one shouldn't, right? So that's what this token is doing. It is going to be big whenever you get influencers on board. And remember, Mr. Beast is an influencer, but he hasn't mentioned anything yet. All right, so we know from the investment report that he is an investor, KSI is an investor, but other than that, he hasn't come out public with it to his viewers. And when it does, it's about to explode. So when we look at XCAD, all you have to do is go to market cap, XCAD, XCAD network comes up, and we got to notice two things. Number one, XCAD currently is number 2616. There is no circulating supply, so be worried about that, right? Volume is not much, 2 million is not much, but that's because, remember, it's not completely out there, right? So you got to understand all of this. These data have not been updated because it's not trading on a proper exchange. I mean, there is one exchange that it just recently launched, and when it did, it pumped. Coincidentally, I mean, not coincidentally, but funnily, since last week, it's been hovering around this $4 mark. As you can see, look, it's just been around this, goes up and down, but around this particular level. So if you look at this, look, it's been flatline around here. Now, this is where, if you look carefully, if I put all, you'll understand. So this is where Mr. Beast and everybody invested. Very small amount, but they invested. This is where some people eventually got to know because Zilliqa announced it. Once Zilliqa announced it, a lot of people found it on Twitter and everything, and they pumped it. They pumped it to this, and the high we had was around $4.28. So you can see where we are right now compared to where the market was. So $4.28 as an all-time high, nothing. And where we are right now, not much of a correction. So I think it still has a chance to go. And as I said, we don't obviously have a full report here, but so far what we can see, right, we've got lovely trading volume, super. The total market cap and everything hasn't come up, and also if you look carefully here, there's not much data. So this is one of the reasons why I can't tell you how many coins there are. I know that I've seen a report, but they didn't really mention tokenomics there. So again, kind of worries me to the point that I don't know. I can't really say anything. This is what they're saying. There's going to be total 200 million supply. But if it's going to be that, then why haven't you updated it yet? Is it going to be pre-mined? Is it going to be mined? What is it? We know it's going to be staking XYZ. But other than that, we don't see anything out. But we can see the team is going to be holding 10%. Seed sale, this is where KSI, Mr. Beast, and a few other bunch of institutions come in. This is what they have bought. This is going to be for the running for the ecosystem, which means the rewards and XYZ. Foundation is going to hold this much money, you know, pre-seed round, right? So pre-seed round. So that means these are like cash, you know, pure cash, nothing to do with token. They've got 2.2, but they probably, you know, they got it for free, whatever. Advisors and partners, obviously, you know, if they're going to partner up with, they're probably given some more tokens, so these guys could even got that, you know what I mean? And they're going to provide liquidity. That's how it is. Yeah, that's what we got so far. This is what we got. Whatever they're telling us, we can only go by that, and I like to go by what we got here because I don't know what's out there. I can do some maths, but I don't know if this, you know, I can't tell you 100% if this 200 million is already out, and if they're in a vesting schedule or lockup period, I don't know. They might dump on day one when they launch on a major exchange. I don't know. So just be careful. That's what I'm going to say to you. Just be careful. But if we do take $4 and put this into perspective and say $4 times 200 million coins, then we can see the fully diluted market cap would be around 800 million, right? Which is not bad compared to some of these other coins. Because if you look, you know, we do have coins, top coins, you know, around these $1 billion marks, right? You know, 700, for example, let's find $1 billion here. There you go, Filecoin, $1 billion. So I mean, as soon as the data comes in, it could easily jump just from market cap, right? Sorry, my bad. I'm looking at the wrong place. This is, you know why I do this sometimes, guys, by the way. I don't wear glasses when I'm actually sitting here with you guys. Let's find it. Sorry, my bad. I should have been looking at I'm looking at volume, for God's sake. So it's market cap, this one here, market cap. So here, for example, here you go, Radium. So Radium currently is number 94 with $1 billion market cap. So we can see if we did have 900, we can easily come from where we are, right? So where were we? Let's see. 2,600, right? So that would be page 26, right? So we would jump from page 26. So here, market cap, there's only 100 per page, right? So we would jump from page 26, yeah, 26, 2,800, sorry, my bad, 2,800. So page 28. So we would literally jump from page 28 all the way to page maybe 2, page 2 maybe, because the market is heated up. As you can see, there's hundreds of pages here. We can easily come to page number 2, I would say. So that's not a bad thing. That would be insane. And obviously, the more people know about it, more it's going to be. But I just want you to be very careful, though, because as I said, I don't know what's out there. There could be 10 million coins. There could be 200 million coins. We don't have that fact. We don't know if this is on a lockup period, if this is on a so this is on a lockup period, or if this is on a lockup period. We don't know. With Solana, I do know. Solana, the founders got half of their lockup released in 2020 January, and then over the next 2 years they're going to get another half released to them, which is fine. And they did have lock periods, so a lot of the coins have been unlocked over time, but that was a schedule that they had everyone knew about it before investing. Here, I don't know. They haven't put any information. There's a very brief description, but that's about it, guys. So be careful. But it is I'm assuming it's probably going to be a low cap, because if you take this and this out and this out, so we're looking at 60%. So this is how I'm thinking about this. Take 20%, take 20%, that's 40%. Take another 20%, 60%. That means the available should be around 40%. And so if we just do that kind of a maths, then what we're looking at is approximately, what would it be? Let's see. Yeah, about 100, not about 80 million. So there may be about 80 million coins out there already, if they bought it for pennies, obviously. And if it's at $4, it's not bad. It's not bad. You know what I mean? You just got to kind of do your own maths. But I would really like to see a little bit more transparency if Google's going to be dealing with it, if Zilliq is going to be dealing with it. You know what I mean? So it is going to get a hype. That's all I'm going to say. So yeah, that's definitely one to look at. Also, like again, I've just kind of pointed out, low cap is very difficult. So these penny coins, if you are going to chase these penny coins, right? Some of these, I don't know, where are they? Like these one, look, it's on the rank 54. Of course, it looks like pennies. Volume, market cap is also low, but they're just overhyped coins. I wouldn't bother with those, right? I would rather, and I'll be honest with you, I would rather go with the flow. Like Radium is a very popular coin. Market cap is actually 1 billion. So that's got potential to go to 10 billion if it continues to grow. Audius, for example, look, below 1 billion, it has potential to grow. I'm not like the other YouTubers who would kind of show you something that's sitting around 20 million or 10 million and it could end up being a scam. Do you know what I mean? I'm not going to do that, because a lot of these coins could end up just being scams. You know what I mean? So, here's a good one. Here's a good one. This is one that I've been holding since it was like, I think it was like 50 cents or 40 or 50 cents. And look at the market cap, only 200 million. So this is an actual blockchain as well. So it definitely has an opportunity to grow. Do you know what I mean? So that might be something you want to look at. But again, no financial advice to you. But again, this could be something you can see year to date. This is all we've done, nothing. We could easily do from here another 200% or 300%. So nothing much, but I've been holding for a long time anyway. It's ranked number 200 at the moment. So best thing to do is just look at the market cap, look at some coins, and as I always say, sometimes it's a gamble, so just try and hedge yourself. Here's a coin I don't like to promote, but it is doing wonders. Look at it. It is doing wonders, and the market cap is actually very low, 72 million. And they do burn. This is a good thing. They do burn coins. So this used to be pennies, and now it's like 41 cents. And you can see the 90-day growth. You can see the 7-day growth. So again, I'm not going to pump it, but if you are looking for a low cap, then this would be a good low cap to probably just plug yourself into. What else we got? Have we got any other low caps out there? I would look out. Here's one. Look, here's a low cap DeFi chain, right? It's going to be used by NASDAQ. So again, if you look at the market cap, low market cap, 767 million. So again, I don't see why this is not a bad coin to go into. you know what I mean? But again, you got to be really, really careful. Stuff like this, um, I don't know. I mean, exchange tokens are quite good as long as the market is good. When the market's down, exchange tokens are useless. I'll be honest with you. They don't make you that much money, right? Another one somebody else mentioned the other day, and I do hold some. It's locked away. Currently sitting at the bottom. That would you show it to you? I did show it in the video as well. Anchor. If you look all-time high, you can see where we were and where we are now. And you can see the market cap is very low as well. All right, so you can see the total, where is it? Total market cap is here, fully diluted, would have been 3 billion. So if all the tokens are on the market, it would be worth 3 billion. But currently it's only worth 433. So just by looking at that, hopefully you can get a good idea. But that XCAD, I think is going to have a nice little rally at some point. Labs, no, I haven't. I'm not one of those explorers, because my fundamentals are very important, right? I stick to the big ones, but I'll have a look at it right now. Is it this one, Labs Group? Must be this one. Let's have a look. Labs estate token. Real estate investment. Great. It's down. It's down. Sitting at a penny. I mean, all I can say to you is this much, right? So we've got 25. Is that 25? Okay, so total supply is 10 billion. And 25 volume is $913. $913. Okay. Circulating supply 2000. So is this a mining coin? I mean, where's the rest of the tokens? Does it get mined? What happens with this? Because I don't think it's hold on. Let's have a look at this. Interesting. Okay, so I won't comment on that. But I can see, okay, it's built on Ethereum. That's fine. Everything looks fine, right? But what I'm concerned about, where is the rest of the tokens? I see. Oh my days. Okay, I see what's going on. So self-reported, so they have reported that there's 9.5 billion tokens or million tokens. Self-reported, so they reported their market cap to be $118 million. Circulating supply is 2 billion tokens. Okay, so that's 2 billion tokens. My bad. Sorry, I haven't got my glasses. 2 billion tokens. Total supply is apparently 10 billion, which is awesome. But then why do we have $913 here? You know what I mean? Why do we have that? That kind of worries me. A fully diluted market cap for this is 124 million, obviously based on what they've said, obviously. Current market cap sitting at 25. So, I mean, yeah, I mean, look, if news comes out, news breaks out, if it does pump, great. Is it in a good buy zone? Absolutely. But would I buy any? Personally, no. I wouldn't. As I said, look, I avoid a lot of stuff. Where is it sitting at the moment? Rank 700, not bad. So it's on page 7. But again, remember, being on page 7 or being on page 27, the difference is what your total market cap valuation is. So you're being ranked by the market cap, nothing else. How much money is in there, right? Or how much money the value is. So you're just only being ranked by the value, nothing else. Yeah, I mean, you wanted me to show it. I've shown it. But other than that, I'll wait for it. I'll definitely wait for this. I can see, I mean, they're not that bad. I mean, I can see they've got plenty of information there, source code and everything. Oh, that's all good. Everything seems to be good. But ultimately, as I said, I gotta wait for it. Again, real estate. I'll be honest with you. I know some people like real estate. If you like real estate tokens, just go and buy real estate. Why you want to buy a token for? We buy tokens to make money. End of the day. And you know, if the stock market crashes, if the taxation goes up, if they start putting on house tax levies or whatever, right? Who wants to be in a property? You know what I mean? And a lot of people around the world actually prefer renting than actually buying houses these days because of all the taxation and everything and how, overrated it is, right? A lot of people do that. I mean, because say for example, most people who live in a house or something like this, um, they are buying a debt that they have to pay for the rest of their life probably. Rich people are always getting rich. That's fine. They borrow money against their houses just to buy more and then rent it out. They know the business, right? We've seen plenty of projects like this before. Back in 2017, 2018, we have seen estate agents and whatnot coming out with tokens, and apparently you can buy states and this and that. There is actually still a company there. You can actually buy properties with Bitcoin, Ethereum, or whatever, and they do facilitate that, and they do have a token, but I've never used them. I think for publicity, they done one or two, and that was it, right? But you do have to really be careful with all of this stuff. And remember, when something goes into, for example, KuCoin or Gate.io or Bitmart, they're not major exchanges. They will take anything. Do you know what I mean? So be careful. That's all I'm going to say. Be careful. We want to follow the money. And when we see the monies sitting around the big boys, that's where we also want to be. So, we know the monies are flowing into these short term, long term, whatever. That's where we want to make the money and get out. You know what I mean? So that's all I'm going to say. But if you are going to pick up some, all I'm going to say, right, no financial advice. If you want to pick up some labs, if that's what you're doing, Yemi, then my advice to you would be just pick up $100 worth. I mean, for $100, you're probably going to get what? I know, 100,000 coins or something. Enough. If it makes it, great, you're rich. If it doesn't, then that's what you lost. You know what I mean? So you got to assess your risk. But I know some people talk about low cap gems. It's like these coins that are there. If you are going to look for low cap gems, my advice to you would be go to these tabs here. Go to these tabs here. Go to this DeFi, Play to Earn, Polkadot, BSC, Solana, Avalanche, and soon we're going to have Cardano here, for example. Go to these ones and have a look at these low caps. They're very important to see, right? So these are billions. Let's not look at this. Let's look at some of the million ones, because these are all going to be up and coming. For example, look, Aleph sitting at 38 million. That's a low cap. Do you know what I mean? Look at this, Synthetify, right? 39. Of course, the price may be a little bit high, but that's because of the tokenomics, right? They don't really have that many tokens. They're not sitting in the billions. So avoid the ones with the billions. Those are the ones you got to be really, in my opinion, that's what I'm going to say. Like, for example, this one here, look, 10 billion tokens. So when it's 10 billion tokens and it's priced at that, it's kind of freaky. Do you know what I mean? And only 50 million coins out of 10 billion are apparently circulating. So again, the question I beg to ask is, where is the rest of the coins? Did you mine it? Did you mint it? Is it going to be minted later? What is it? So that's when you go into a deep dive, basically. But, because I know a lot more coins are coming out with these billion numbers, but I like the smaller numbers, I mean, this looks good. Look at this, 10 million tokens, 10 million Tulip, 815 out there so far. Soul Farm, Tulip, already at 34. This last 90 days done a 243% pump. So... and there's plenty of other coins out there. So just look out for these ones, right? When you go into projects, look at all of these. BSC, has become probably a hub of scam now. I mean, it's a scam hub. I'm telling you, so many scams there. I'm not going to even look at that. But Polkadot, again, the Polkadot economy is a very, very good place to look at. You might see some actual major coins coming out on this one. So we see where it goes. I mean, I'm a massive fan of Ramp. All right, massive fan of Ramp. I picked up a whole bunch of them. I like how they've got created a very simple way of buying crypto and connecting to exchange. So they have a real world use case, and when you look at their market cap, you can see, where is it? Here, market cap, supply. Market cap here, $157 million. Small cap, this is, in my opinion, what they're doing, they're kind of undervalued. So again, just my opinion, nothing more. But yeah, I mean, if there's anything else, let's talk about it. No worries. But yeah, just be careful. That's what I'm saying, guys. But remember why I'm saying careful. I'm honest with you. If you ask me this same question in a bear market, if you ask me this question, if we're down here, I'll say go ballistic, go buy everything. right? When you're down here, I would say go and buy everything. Buy $100 worth of everything. You know, $200. Buy 1,000, whatever your capacity is. Buy this line here, this white line. Anything around this level, I would tell you. So when we're down here, I would say buy whatever you can think of, because when this happens, we do get those pumps. We are going to make. Everyone's going to make money. The whole market's going to make money. Right now, we're at this particular point where we're very undecided whether we're going to go up or we're going to go down in between these two lines. So we need to decide first. Either we go up, and if we do go up, I don't think it's going to last that long. I hope to be wrong. I mean, if it lasts for 3, 4, 5 months, 6 months, it would be awesome. Honestly, if it goes for another year, my God, it would be beautiful, right? I mean, another year would take us to $150,000, $200,000 coin. You know, that's what we want, and that's going to give opportunity to altcoins to also pump another 300%, 400%, 500%, maybe even another 1,000%, which is 100x, right? So we might actually see those. You know, also if you look carefully, what I mean about market heating up, watch this. All you look at, this is year to date, by the way. This has got nothing to do with March 20 dump or anything. We're just looking at year to date. So if you look year to date, let me get this page back, right? Year to date, BTC is up 50% year to date. Perfect. Ethereum's up 369%. Cardano's up 1,400 year to date, right? Binance up 1,000% year to date, 1,000%. Solana at 9,500. Let me just increase the brightness. 9,500%. So you can look at all of these and see who's been pumping how. Do you know what I mean? So this is why when I'm looking at the major, because remember, institutions don't focus too much on the minor ones. They're focusing more on the major. Everyone's focusing on the major ones. If they've all pumped like this, then the market's overheated up. I mean, it would be insane if Solana ended up doing a 20,000% year to date. That would be just absolute insanity. Do you know what I mean? And that would definitely rips people's souls out, right? That's one of those ones, right? You know, nothing much. You can see 300%, nothing much. Polkadot, that is. So still got room, but then again, it's that time of the market. You've got to be really worried. Let's just show you this one, for example. Look, 427% year to date. It's that time you got to be really worried. Whenever you do more than 100, 200%, that's when you should start worrying. I mean, look at this, 1,200%. Polygon, 7,400%. Do you know what I mean? So those are the things you got to look at, those year-to-date ones. Egld, look at this, 954% year-to-date. That's almost 1,000%. So it's done it. Do you know what I mean? Of course, can it do even further? Of course it can, but that's a sign that the market's heated up. Do you know what I mean? So this is when you got to start calming down a little bit and be more conscious about your decisions. You should say, okay, should I or should I not? And if I do, how long am I prepared to wait? Am I willing to put this money, lock it in for another 2-3 years? If you are, then any coin at any price is actually worth buying. You know, any one of these coins at any price is worth buying. But you have to also remember that a dump could take you 50% down or even further. So the threshold is 50%. You know what I mean? The average is 50%. And it could be all the way down to 99%. You know what I mean? So you got to be prepared for that. If you are looking at altcoins right now, low caps or anything like this, right? There's plenty out there. Trust me. I mean, what? There's almost 12,000 coins now. 11,821. I think it will, yeah, because XCAD is what XCAD is doing is XCAD built on top of Zilliqa, right? And by the way, Michael, welcome to the show. So XCAD is built on top of Zilliqa, and it's going to be utilizing the blockchain. But XCAD is not the main thing. Zilliqa's getting the advertisement that it didn't get for so long. And one of the best part is getting advertisement through YouTube, and it's getting advertisement that it's now Google's using it. Because remember, ultimately, ABC, the Google company, owns YouTube. YouTube is not a separate entity. It's part of Google. It's part of the Google Analytics and everything. So ultimately, this is Google. So that's a very bullish news. But funny thing is they're not announcing it as a major news yet. So this is what you have to understand. What are they waiting for? Because I'll tell you what they're waiting for. So far, I think they have only about 7 or 8 YouTubers on the platform. So they're manually adding users. So eventually, when they make the whole thing public, because even now, I'll show you what I mean by manually. If you look carefully, this is on the testnet, right? This is actually on the testnet. Where is it? Let me go back here. So this is on the testnet. This is not a real wallet. This is just showing a random thing. I'll tell you, no worries. So yeah, this is just a random thing. This is on the testnet. This is alphabet version basically. So just for testing, and you can send and receive an Access wallet. But this is all browser plugin based, similar to thing. AVAX, bro. I'll be honest with you, AVAX. I've been talking about AVAX when it was around $4 or $5. I've been talking about how I'm very bullish on AVAX, how the founder of AVAX is a university professor of Cornell, and how he's been researching e-money and all sorts of like anything to do with like electronic money, for example, cryptocurrency or cryptography, way before Bitcoin was even thought of, even Bitcoin was mentioned. This guy's been in the game doing this for the last 30, 40 years. That's what I mentioned to people. I said, if the founder of Avalanche has 40 years of experience behind him and he hasn't launched anything until now, then this guy has something. Do you know what I mean? Yes, bro. Zero DNB, definitely. I'll tell you. No worries. Also, guys, if you haven't subscribed already, please do hit that subscribe. It does help the channel, and hit that thumbs up, right? If you like the content, if you like what I'm doing here. I'll talk about XRP as well. Absolutely. So Avalanche, I was talking about it, and I was telling people, and so from where I told people, it's already, as you can see, it's up 10x from where it was, and this is now even during a dump, right? Because we did have the previous high was 64, and we're not far. We're coming back to the previous high, and ultimately, as you can see, the growth there is just awesome. So yeah, I mean, this is why I was over bullish on Avalanche, and it's one of those coins that, again, I bought it and I moved it. I said, you know what, I believe in this coin. I know that so there's a coin that I believe in because of what it's done, and then there's a coin that's been built by someone who knows more or who has so much experience. So I'm actually buying into the experience on Avalanche, and that's what I did. And I just hodled it, and I'm still hodling basically. So I'm going to hodl for as long as it takes. This is one of my long-term 5-year hold portfolio on Avalanche. So I'm not going to sell or anything this round. I'm not topping up. I have enough. And I believe that if it goes to, say, a couple of $100, happy days, right? It's going to be a good little vacation for myself and the family. So that's what I'm going to do, right? Go away somewhere for 6 months. But yeah, I mean, it's a good one. But as I said, I'm going to be holding this 5 years. Let's see what happens. And then after 5 years, I might sell half my stash and then keep half. But again, let's see what it does. But ultimately, it's a long hold, right? We're talking about XRP. Let's move into XRP. Let's find an empty chart for you. XRP. So right now, if you are looking at Zilliqa, guys, all I'm going to say to you, just hodl and see what Zilliqa does. So let's look at XRP right now and see what happens. And then I'm going to look at another data. So there's 2 data here I want to look at. So first thing I want to do is I want to put this line here. That's it. Well, that's what I'm going to do. That's the previous all-time high line. That's what I'm putting, nothing else, right? And you can see that we've kind of, where is it? No, this is not the previous all-time high. My bad. Oh, I see what's happened. Yes, I see what's happened. My bad. So I'm looking at the wrong plot. I'm like, what the hell is going on here? So you can see the previous all-time high that we had. This is showing about 350. Obviously, market cap will show you something else. Market cap will show you that the previous all-time high we had was $3.84. This chart is probably bugged or something, but it doesn't matter. We can still use it. And you can see that this was the level, right? First of all, for us to be super extremely bullish, and I know some people are talking about $100 XRP and XYZ. Let me just be realistic with you and make kind of sense, right? If we can go back to this price, the previous all-time high that we had, right? So this previous all-time high, and if we just take this market cycle top, we might see a $5.5 realistically. And then we can then think about $10 or even further, right? We just want to be realistic with this. Thank you, bro. Thank you for coming to support the channel, man. Awesome. So our newest member, Zero DNB, awesome, bro. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. But yeah, I mean, for us, so what I'm saying is we want to keep ourselves to the ground. We want to keep our feet on the ground. We don't want to float away into space. You know, we don't want to be moon boys. We're in it for the money. So we want to think logically, right? So number one, what we need to do is get back to the previous all-time high before we can start thinking anything above these Fibonacci levels. And I'm using Fibonacci as my indicator. And I'm saying, well, we need to get above the $5 before we get there. So number one target would be $5 just when we get to this level. But currently, if we look at the current market cycle and we say, okay, let's use the previous low we had and let's use the high and just say, okay, if we continue this cycle, what's the furthest we can go to? And you can see that it's actually showing us that we might actually go to a $3. Now, there is one actual funny news I want to give you, and this is kind of what I want to show you, right? So what I did recently, I was looking at XRP and all the news and everything, and I think XRP is going to have some positive news coming. And there's two special indicators giving us this. And I said, if this happens, then we might actually see a $3 to $4 XRP very soon, sooner than people think we might see it, right? So this is just a short term, as you can see. If we continue to the pump, we can actually come to the $2. But I'm not concerned about any of those things. What I'm saying is if we have the XRP news breakout and there are rumors around there about XRP where they're saying, well, the rumor is that XRP is going to win the case. Pretty simple, right? And the other indicator that I'm using is Coinbase Pro. So on Coinbase Pro, if you go to Coinbase Institution, you can actually see that they are allowing people to start depositing XRP. So you can't trade with it yet. Obviously, everyone's waiting for the pen and paper to come out. But I think the market knows that it's going to pump, right? And ultimately, when it does, we will see a massive pump. And this is what I said. I said the day it happens, imagine these volume here, 3.5 billion. We might end up seeing volumes, right, of, I don't know, maybe 5, 6 billion, 7 billion, $8 billion volume, maybe even $10 billion volume coming into these. And we'll see a nice little pump here. And we'll see this jump to $3 to $4, right? Now, $3 to $4 is not unreasonable, right? And I'm basing this only on the news. $3 to $4 just brings us back to the previous all-time high, which is awesome to see because this kind of then propels us and primes us to now test the new levels. Do you know what I mean? Because I remember people were talking about a $100 XRP, and this is how silly it was. When we were down here, we were sitting at 17, 18 cents, and people were already talking about a $100 XRP. And I'm like, guys, be real. Just be real, because it's fine, you know, dreaming about it, and of course it will come one day. Actually, I had a go at someone who talked about Cardano going to $100. I'm like, what, $22 trillion? Are you feeling all right? On Twitter last night, I actually said to him, I said, are you feeling all right? $22 trillion? Have you done your maths? You know, Cardano realistically at 22. So you're telling me the entire market cap, this entire market cap would be approximately what, 8% of what is it? No, sorry, yeah, I think it's 5%. Sorry, 5% of Cardano. Are you feeling all right? Are you, you know, whatever Kool-Aid or whatever you're drinking or whatever you're smoking, I want some, because at the end of the day, I mean, that's some very highly optimistic thing while we're sitting at $2 trillion. We want to be real. Do you know what I mean? So that's why I've said to many people, I said, guys, let's first get to the target, and we always create the target after. And it doesn't matter whether the market's here, whatever price we entered in, from that point, we need to start creating our little targets, right? And also, remember one thing I always say to people is whenever we're moving up, we're never going to go like this. We always go like this if we're moving up, right? That's the pattern. So every one of these levels, right, or these levels here would be our target levels. You see what I mean? These are our target levels. So we first need to meet our target before we create a brand new target. And as you can see, for me right now, from today's price, this is our first target, which is the, I'll show you, which is the $2.21. The second target would be $3, and then if we broke the all-time high, then it would be this. But if I was to just base it on Fibonacci's and say, right, if we hit that $3 mark, what would be our new target? I'll show you. The new target would be $4.81, and then after that we get to that. But ultimately, if we can get to the $4, if you look carefully, we smash through that previous all-time high, and that just, you know, opens up everything for us. And then there's something else I want to show you on this chart, and you're going to love this one. So what happens when we come to this previous all-time high? I'll show you this, and any one of you guys here who are absolutely bullish on what do you call this, XRP, you're gonna love what I'm about to show you. Let me find my tool. Get ready for it. Boom. I'm sure you all know what this pattern means, right? So you can see what this does. If we hit the previous all-time high, this becomes a cup. Do you know what I mean? So this is a cup, and as you can see, a cup didn't form over last weekend or anything like this. It's been forming since January 18, 3rd of January 18. So you can see this. So by the time we get to this previous all-time high, we might even go all the way to January next year. But ultimately, this is what it is. But I think the news definitely will propel it. I'm telling you, that news, when it does break out, it's definitely going to explode the market, because there's a lot of guys out there who want to jump in, and I think they're going to basically definitely get there. Ridwan, sorry bro, I didn't get your question. Let me just double check this. Hey, I'm here. Quick question. When do you think we could see some resistance or pullback on EGLD? When to get in? Thank you for taking my question. No worries, Michael. Anytime, bro. I'll take that. No worries. And let me just check. So Egld pullback. I talked about Egld looking hot. Oh, by the way, before I go out of this, let's just show you something on the daily. I just want to show you this on the daily. So daily, what you can see is, when we look at the stochastic RSI and the RSI, you can see it's bullish as well. So this is kind of following the entire market. Majority of the market is giving me these exact same signals, saying market's bullish, we want to go up, right? So let's see where it goes from there, and see how it does its little thing. And ultimately, as you can see, there's these longer time frame, and all of these longer time frames are being respected. So there's a lot going on here. Absolutely awesome. And I think we're just waiting for that news. You know that. Absolutely waiting for that news. And here, I'm just doing this right now in front of you guys, and I just saw something and I thought, let me just put this on. This is kind of insanity, right? Look at this. Longer time downward trend line, 1 point, 2 point, 3 point, 4 points. And look where we are right now. And this has this is a symmetrical triangle, because you can use it as a symmetrical triangle. And if we did do this, and this is going to be insane what you're about to see. So we talked about this. I hope nobody forgot what I just said about a minute ago. If we did a breakout, currently our breakout will take us to approximately, so just say, for example, I know we're not going to say, okay, let's just do it here, for example. If we did here, we're still about $2.89, about $3. And this is just based on normal. This is not even news. If we get news, we can have a higher pump, right? So I hope this kind of makes sense to you. I hope this helps you. Let's see what happens. You know, I'm telling you, that news is going to come. When that news comes, it's going to propel it, you know. So yeah, so far on the horizon, nothing confirmed. So yeah, don't hold me to it. Right, Egld. Funny, I wasn't even supposed to say it, but it just kind of slipped. Egld. Listen, this one's going to be a hard one. Egld. Let's try and do what we can, because Egld is on a rip. As I said, Egld is looking to come into a correction. It definitely wants to do a correction. So when we do want to do a correction, there's two different things we need to do, and I'm going to activate something for us to actually see this. Give me a second, because there is one thing I need. Right, there is one absolute thing I need. Okay, so if we have a correction, so this is what I'm going to show you right now. So what we're doing is we're using the trend line. So because we're on this candle, that means this is the trend line. So that means tomorrow's trend line would be here, but I'll still use this particular data here to kind of just double check what the scenario would be, and does it blend with me and match with me what I'm about to show you. So what you're witnessing something here, which I do sometimes, which is kind of insane, but you're gonna love it. Right. So if we do have a dump, we can see our Fibonacci 618 telling us it's going to be 212. So we're looking at a $212. If you're really bullish and you want to pick it up, my recommendation is when it goes around the 215 or something like this, just have your buy orders. Be a little bit friendly, because we might just come here briefly and then have these wicks and just pump up again, right? So let me try and bring this all closer. So where we are today is 278. As you can see, we're around the 278. So when we do, hold on, let me just, we just pumped a little bit higher now. So we hit that target that we set up the other day to 280, and we just hit that. So So if we do have a worst case scenario, we're going to come to approximately 213. Right? So this is on a worst case scenario. And then if like not worst, this is medium range, right? Worst case scenario would be bring back to 176. I don't think that's happening. Maybe a little bit later on because we are going to have this movement that's going to bring us few days. We might come back down here and then continue again, right? We're always going to have some sort of a correction. You can see what doesn't matter. We always come back to these levels, right? So we are going to see that. But ultimately, the ATR is saying something to me. It said $20. So if someone wants a little bit of a discount, then what it's telling me is this level here, it's literally calculating this candle. It's hilarious, right? I'm going to show you this. You're going to laugh your head off what I mean by it's calculating this candle. Let's get rid of this one. Look, it's saying, dude, you want to buy, you want to look for a dip, 262. Look where we are today, 282 right now, and it's saying 262. And look what the ATR just said to me. If you put this here, $24. Do you know what I mean? So that's all it's saying. If you're looking for a correction, expect up to $24, and that's about it, nothing more. So I just did. Yeah, I just did. Didn't you just see how I did it? So you can use a daily candle, or you can use a longer. So the idea is with fibs, right? So when you're moving upwards, your Fibonacci should be pointing upwards. So your 1618 would be on the top, right? So this is how we do. All right, let me show you. Let me get rid of this. Let's get rid of all of this. And let's bring the chart back into auto. And let me show you how this works, right? So what you're looking for, if the momentum is up and you're trending upwards, what you want to do, and this is how you know whether you're doing a fib retracement or a fib extension. So right now I'm about to do a fib extension, and this is my own setting that I've got, right? Ultimately, how do you know it's an extension? The 1618 will be on the top. That's an extension. So this is an extension telling me that this would be the new target. Currently, Egld, if I take it from this particular area to there. So we're looking at a current scene where we had the bottom, and all we're using is this current bottom and saying, well, what's the highest we can do? We're making mini targets. And when we start doing major targets, what we do, we go to the cycle bottom, right? And this, like for example, this current one we've had here. So we use this cycle bottom and top, right? So we say this is the candle we're on. This is the cycle bottom, or we can actually use that one because this is worse than the other one. And that says now 429. And then if we look for season, so because remember the season for us started here, so we can then take the same data and look for the season, and I'll do this here for us. So we're looking at the season and saying what could be the possible season top, and it's telling me the season top could be around 460 based on whatever the current data is, because we're taking off this candle, right? Now you want to do a retracement. It's the opposite. So retracement, your 1618 level would show up on the bottom, right? It's very simple. That's how you know it's a retracement. So when we're doing retracement, so remember we're doing extension from here to here, and you can see extend up. That's an extension. 1618 is on the top. Now the same candle, we want to do a retracement. We take the same level and we can do this, and now that would give us a retracement. But on the retracement, you can see that we have this 618 level here. That could be a possible retracement level. So we always usually come and dump up to this, and 1618 would be the worst case scenario. That's like, okay, pack your bags, go home, you know, go and live in a caravan or something, go and sleep on a park bench. That's what it would do, because that would wreck you. If you look at the potential, right, from a dump from here to here, you can see the dump would be a 71% dump. You know what I mean? So that you don't look at that. So when we go into these areas, we start looking at ranges, and we can actually, then what we do is we put this range there and we say, right, here to here, because we can use the top and the bottom, and either way we can use this 618 and we can say this would be our range. And in order to confirm all of this, let me show you what I mean. So could be a correction point, right? That's what I've mentioned, right? Let me show you something. Let it activate. It's activating. Let me get some coffee as well. Okay, so let's bring some data in. Because on the daily, as you can see, we don't have enough data because it's just been pumping. It's just done an all-time high. I don't have enough data. So I had to go to 4 hourly to see if I could find something. Even on the 4 hourly, I have nothing. There is no resistance. Look, it's just thin air. There's no resistance. So when you're looking at these blue lines and everything, these are actually the support ranges that we were forming. So right now, we haven't formed any support or any resistance. This is one of the reasons why this line would be our support line now, because here we did create a nice little support. In fact, here we've created a nice little support as well. So this particular zone that we're in right now, that we just drew, would be our support zone. So I hope that kind of makes sense to you, right? So this is, sometimes you just got to use the data. I mean, obviously when I'm looking at BTC and if I activate some of my tools, I will see a lot more. But where were we? Which one were we using? Egld. So yeah, I mean, that's how you find your ranges. And then also if you're looking, if you see the market is trending upwards and it's super, super bullish, right? It's extra, extra bullish. Ignore all of this. Let's go back into the daily, right? And extra, extra bullish. So everything is indicating that, okay, this market possibly could even go further. Then what you do, you be very careful, and you all you need to do is find one or two candles like this. So look, two candles here or three candles here, and we can use this three candles, and you use this level here, and you say, okay, this is the level here. So if we use this, what would be our retracement level? And this is when it gets kind of stupid, because these are so mini levels, right? Mini levels. So remember earlier on we did it as well. Look, 251 could be the level. Whereas, so this is how you kind of just do it. But remember, it's all probabilities, it's all maths. We're just taking a guess ultimately. But if everything else is confirming what it can do, it's fine. And I use average true range as well to kind of give me what could be a possible dip. So ATR is actually not used for spot trading. It's actually used for leverage trading. So on a leverage trading, we want to know that if I am going to put a stop loss, where my stop loss should be. So here you can see it's telling me my stop loss should be around less 24. So I'm willing to lose $24 on my trade. So that's how I know that I might see a potential dip up to $24. And then if I'm going up, then the up would be 2 times that, which would be approximately $50. Does it coincide with the Fibonacci that we put on just a little bit ago, for example? Where is it? Oh, I deleted it, didn't I? So let's do it again, right? So if from where we are, can we see a $50? Let's have a look and see if it coincides. So we just use this data, use this, put it here, and see what it does, right? So it says if it pumps from here, maximum we could see is approximately $50. So 84, just say 80. Okay, let's just call it 280 and 360. That's about what? $80. So yeah, it confirms that, yeah, I mean, it's more than what you're going to ask for. So, this is like over optimistic, but the other one's giving us around this level, which is fine. So you whatever amount you're prepared to lose is you're going to make double that ultimately. So this is what we use. I mean, ATR is something that we use when we're trading. I sometimes like to use it on my charts just to kind of get a rough idea. What's the ATR showing? What's the average true range? What kind of a dips have we seen based on the daily or on the 4 hourlies? What kind of a dips have we seen? Every correction that we've seen, what was the average correction? you know and it just kind of helps me to kind of keep calm and see what's going on. So here, for example, the average correction has always been around these level. So you can see on the hourly, the corrections have been about $10. Do you know what I mean? Whereas on the 4 hourly, or yeah, 4 hourly, for example, the average correction has been around here, right? But other than that, it's just pumping. It just doesn't want to stop. So I hope all of this helps, guys. I'm not gonna make this longer. I got to go now. Hope you enjoyed the show, and thank you again for ODNB for supporting the channels and becoming a new member. Really appreciate that. Thank you to Michael Tran for coming over to the show. It's awesome. Matt, thank you very much, Matt Turner, for coming onto the show. Yami, thank you very much for mentioning labs and everything, and I hope other people understood kind of logic behind it. Ridwan, thank you very much for asking all the questions. Really, honestly, it does really help when you guys engage in this and that, because I can just come on and just talk about whatever I want, right? It's simple. And a lot of the guys, I mean, you'll find a lot of YouTubers. There are some YouTubers out there, and I'm not afraid to mention it. Like, for example, there's a guy called Elio Trades. I like his project Super Farm. I own some. But I'll tell you one thing, yeah, it really annoys me when I see him doing pre-recorded stuff. Really annoys me. I'm like, what's wrong with you? I don't need you to spruce it up. Just come on live, mate, and give me the facts. Don't pre-record it and edit it out and cut it out. That's picking and choosing, scripted. I don't like that stuff, right? He does go on live, other live streams, but on that particular one, I just didn't understand. You know what I mean? So Well, let's see what happens. And also, Zero DMB or ODMB, bro, we do have a Discord. Come join us on Discord, and we can basically continue chats. Sometimes, I mean, I'm there most of the time, but if you have any questions or anything, you can always ask. I think everyone else is there. I'm not sure if Michael's there, but I'm sure everyone else I saw here was probably on Discord already. So that's where we're communicating as well. And just after the show, if there's something else, and I kind of sometimes post pictures and images and charts over there, what I'm seeing. Like I mentioned how, BTC is going to be dumping and whatnot. I mentioned how I see the positive things happening. So, kind of just keeping the market updated. But I appreciate that. Thank you very much all for coming to the show today, and asking me all the awesome questions. And hopefully we're going to make this into an awesome, awesome channel. We're going to grow. We're going to get a million subscribers. We've got a $10,000 giveaway when we hit the 250,000 subscriber level. So smash those likes and let's get it there. And remember, if it's on the coin market cap, I will talk about it, right? So, and I always say, remember, pick your coin, fall in love with your coin, keep that coin, right? I'm on Twitter as well, but I'm not active on Twitter. So what I do is when I go on Twitter, I'll go and blast it. And then probably 1 or 2 days I'll be completely off because there's so many tweets coming on. And I'll tell you why I use Twitter. In fact, I'll show you. Right, you're gonna love this, right? Why do I use Twitter? So this is my Twitter account. Let me go home and I'll show you what I look at. All right, forget all of these guys. So on Twitter, I get a lot of Glassnode thing. What do you call this? The updates, right? And I'll show you. Hold on, I can't even show you. I think it's notifications, right? I believe it's notifications. Yeah, there you go. Look, so whale alert. So I follow whale alert, and I'm literally getting up to date information. So that's what I follow on Twitter, and it comes on my notification. If you look on Discord, you'll see that I send screenshots of these. So that's how I'm keeping an eye on the market, what kind of money is moving in and out. So yeah, I mean that's what I do here. So this is one of those guys that I follow. The other one that I follow is, where is it? Glassnode. As you can see, again on Glassnode, I'm constantly following if the money's coming in and out every day. So on a day, I'll probably get 50 notifications. So I just usually just browse it and then clear my notification, leave it. So that's that. But communication wise, I'm using Discord. It's a lot more easier for me to use, and it's got a lot of automation tools in there. I've got like 15 or 16 bots to automate everything. And obviously YouTube, I'm pumping out videos every single day. I come live stream every single day, anytime from 1 p.m. in the UK to 3 p.m. in the UK. I do it. Today I had to do an early one because I've literally got a shootout. Got to drive about 50 miles, no, 40 miles actually right now. So get out, go and have a shower, get ready, and then go on a 50-mile drive, 40-mile drive. Um, hey Tamil, how you doing, bro? Currently nothing too serious on Cardano, right? Cardano's still looking bullish. Everything is pointing still bullish. Let's see what it does. So no change yet. As I mentioned, I believe I mentioned yesterday. I'm not sure if I mentioned it on a chat or I'm not sure who I mentioned it. I did speak to someone. I said, Cardano, don't worry too much about it on a Sunday, because Sunday is not when the institutions are there. I would keep a very close eye on Monday. This is retail, absolutely fine, but Monday would be a day for us to look at. And if we can get about, if everything is solid and institutions don't dump on us tomorrow, then we are going to go to the new levels. We are going to create brand new all-time highs. And everything is indicating that it wants to. So the market is telling us, come back in, buy your coins. You're in a good particular zone. You can flip back up and go bullish. And that's what it is. So ultimately, this is a signal telling the traders, go out there and do your trades. People just got to come in and do those, right? And remember, when we're looking at this kind of data, you can see that today, for example, BTC super bullish, right? I mean, last 1 hour, you can see here, look, we have had a bit of a change, but other than that, super bullish now, 106 million. Solana, not that, right? But it's been picking up. You can see, look, 1 hour, 4 hour picking up. On the daily, not much. But you can see number 4, Cardano, right? Slightly down, but picking up, hourly, 4 hourly picking up. If we see the daily picking up as well, we know exactly bullish. So far, at least we know that they're ranking on the top, which means these are the top performing coins, right? Because we're using the top performing coins, and this is what's going on. And you can see liquidations and whatnot as well, right? So all of that stuff. So for example, we've had $52 million liquidation, nothing much. volume was $31 billion, right? And you can see money, the amount of money that comes in and out. All of this stuff here, the data is here. So far, BTC, Ethereum, Solana, Cardano, XRP, DOT, and BNB. Finally, Doge as well, looking super solid. Even LTC looking okay actually as well. I mean, we've had a little bit of a dump. Actually, LTC not that good. LTC and Doge not that good. Sorry, my bad, because I didn't look here. These two not that good. But the rest of them actually okay. This is not that bad. I mean, 1 hour change doesn't really affect us. We can see 4 hour positive and we can see 24 hour positive. And remember, the 24 hour doesn't complete until we hit that 24 hours. So just patience with those. This one was pumping, so of course it's calming down. But ultimately, if you look at the 24 hours, it's still bullish, super bullish. It's still saying there's enough room to go. But again, it's Sunday today, so I wouldn't really look at the market in a bullish way because anything could happen, right? So wait for Monday. It's going to be important. Week's going to close red anyway, so the week's going to show up bearish. So I wouldn't really bother too much about that. Okay, but other than that, guys, like, share, subscribe. And Tamil, I'll catch you inside Discord. Like, share, subscribe, and I'll catch you on another one very soon, my friend. Yes, we had a target, bro. Ridwan, we had a target. Told you, bro. Aren't you watching? It's nothing. It's not this. That's what I'm saying. All of this can easily stay up there for 2-3 weeks. But what I'm saying, be careful. Don't FOMO in because this has gone parabolic. And if this has gone parabolic, then when it comes down, it should come back down to this trend line here. So you see what I mean? So the danger is it might even come back to this trend line until it starts moving sideways and creates a brand new trend line. So here, for example, because of this 2 candles and this 3, technically, if you look at this 3 days candle, this area now is our temporary support zone. So we might get a dump that brings us all the way down here and then hopefully come back again. If we fail this, then ultimately we might come back down to this line. Do you see what I mean? So please be patient. Don't FOMO in if you haven't already got it. If you got it, hold tight. We're going to the moon, right? So that's what I did. Egld is moved away from exchanges and everything. I don't look at it. You know what I mean? Some of these coins, I don't look at it. Just let them go, man. Let them rip. Because Egld has an opportunity to, I mean, in the next few months, if not few days or few weeks, right, to potentially hit the 500. And then in the future, possibly even hit 1,000 solely because of the market cap. Let's find it. Here, 32. Market cap, 5 billion, nothing. 5 billion is only 10% of Solana. So you know what I mean? It's only 10% of Solana. So if Solana could do a 50 billion, why can't Egld do a 50 billion? Why can't any coins here can't do 50 billion? Do you know what I mean? So ultimately, there's a chance. All of these coins have a chance to do 50 billion. So when it does 50 billion, that's 10x from here. And if it's 10x from here, that's almost a $3,000 coin. Do you know what I mean? So patience, my friend, patience. You know, patience and focus. That's it. Watch what happens. But yeah, other than that, like, share, subscribe. Adios, my amigos. I'll see you on another one very soon. Hope this was informative. See you later. Take care, guys. All right, guys. All right.